In this lecture, we're learning how to destroy game objects, so once they've served their purpose, bloop, they are destroyed and no longer being part of our game. Let's get started. Let's start by creating a couple of copies or duplicates of our projectile. Control D, move it to the side a little bit. Control D, move it to the side a little bit. All right, let's make another couple just for fun. Control D, move it to the side a little bit. And then I'm going to change the speed slightly of these so they go at a slightly different velocity towards the player. Okay, so I'm just clicking on the game object, then going to the fly at player script, changing the speed. And you can see that although we've got the one script, we can have different values on all of these different game objects, which is really neat. I'm clicking on projectile, I'm changing the speed, I'll put this one to there. So now we've got these things, when I click on play, they should all go flying at the player at different speeds, boop, 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 boop. And in the game, I can move around the player and the ball still stays there. Do we want that or not want that? In this instance, I don't want that. I want to have it so that when the object reaches its destination, it disappears and it destroys itself. Now, I want to do that for a few reasons. One, what if I had 100 of these or 1,000 of these or tens of thousands? What if they were bullets that I was shooting? Or what if a gun was shooting at me or a cannon shooting cannonballs? I don't want my hierarchy to be filled up with all these things, and I don't want my game world to have to try to remember the position and the information of all of these things that are in the world. Once it's served its purpose, I want it to be destroyed. So I'm going to click stop on our play, and you'll see many ways of destroying game objects. You can have a separate script which destroys it when something happens. You can have some other criteria. In this case, I'm going to keep it really simple. I'm going to go back into my fly at player script, and I'm going to say, when you reach your destination, and what's the destination? The destination is the player position. In this case, for this thing that we've created, once you reach player position, then destroy yourself. Get out of here. We don't need you anymore. So within start, I'm going to create, let's do this as a method, just so to keep it tidy. We don't have to, but let's keep it tidy, and we'll practice writing methods again. So we'll create a method called destroy when reached, parentheses, semicolon. And so here we're calling a method that we haven't yet created, but I've put it in there to say, okay, I'm about to create one of those. So down underneath update, I'll create myself a bit of space, and I'll start with void. I'm not expecting any return. Destroy when reached. It knows that such a thing exists and we're ready for it. Parentheses, I don't have any parameters. I'm going to open and close curly braces. And within here, what do we need to do? Well, ultimately, my end result is destroy. And in parentheses, what are we destroying? This is where we need to tell our code what to destroy. I can destroy myself, something else, some other game object. If I'm just destroying myself, it's very easy, just game object. When I say myself, you know that I mean the game object that this script is attached to, right? I don't literally mean Rick destroying himself. I mean, I'm taking on the persona of the game object. So I destroy my game object. So we're close, but I've done two things wrong, or at least one thing incorrect, and the other thing I haven't put in there yet. I want you to just take a moment, pause the video. First of all, what have I done that's incorrect? Okay, hopefully you had to think about that. The thing I've done that's incorrect is I've put this in start. Why on earth would we destroy ourselves when we start? That's not the right place. So I'm going to highlight that, cut, and put that down in update. There we go, destroy when reached. So update is saying, have you got there yet? Have you got there yet? Have you got there yet? And when we finally do, we destroy ourselves. We don't want to do that on start because then it's only checking at the very, very start and we won't yet have reached our destination. The next thing that I've left out is, well, how do we know that we've reached our destination? So here's another little challenge for you. See if you can figure out how to say if we should destroy ourselves. Now, the way I'm going to do it is to give myself a new line and create an if statement. If what equals what? If transform dot position. So if where I am in the world equals, in other words, is the same as what? Our variable of player position. Player position. Basically, if I've reached the player, then destroy myself. And I need to give myself curly braces and then grab the destroy, cut, and put that within the curly braces with the right formatting, tabbing in there. There we go. So it should look like this. Destroy when reached, if transform dot position equals player position, then destroy game object. Destroy yourself. And you know what? For completeness, let's take this big old ugly line and just put that into a method. So we're calling a method in here rather than having all of this code sitting in update. Just to tidy it up, we don't have to do it. But again, just practicing our refactoring. Go ahead and do that if you think you're ready. And so, you know what? Let's have a race. See if you can beat me creating a method for our move to player code that we've got here. So I'm going to start, new line, void, move to player, no arguments or no parameters, curly braces, grab my transform.position, etc., etc. Cut, put that within my new method that I've cooked up here, paste, tidy up the formatting. How you doing? You're winning. And then what's the last step we need to do? We need to call this within update. So I'm going to call move to player, parentheses, semicolon, hit save. Now let's see if we do move towards the player, and let's see if the object destroys itself when it reaches that final destination. Click on play. Boop, 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 boop. They all destroy themselves. Cool. And the reason we say when you get to the destination as well and not when you hit the player is because the player is trying to move out of the way. So that's a very important thing. So there we go. We've learned a very important principle of destroying game objects when we no longer use them. It tidies up our scene and it makes our game run efficiently, particularly when we get a zillion things within our game project. Great stuff. I'll see you in the next lecture.